dances we do all across the Balkans, and they are always representation of inclusivity and community, holding hands together. Everybody can be part of the circle, and we are dancing in the same rhythm. And you felt the energy of just being together, even though some of you never met each other.
Welcome to the place I love very, very much. So, welcome to Govora.
Start connecting and weaving on how can we support each other and learn from each other and go deeper into collaboration or at least peer learning.
Our work is quite fragmented all over Europe. It's a really challenging work that everyone is doing. And by gathering together, they can exchange, learn from each other. But it is also about friendships, feeling more connected, grounded. They know they're on the right path and they can find each other in difficult times.
Each of us is trying to help, is trying to bring their knowledge on the table and to solve the local issues at the local level, at the regional level, and then also international level, at the global level, at the continental level. And this is, I think, very, very important. Otherwise, we work alone and not as a collective.
Romania is a unique country in our landscape, our network landscape, because we still have here a lot of biodiversity and we still have virgin forest. Today we visit with a part of our group pristine forest in our national park. It's very important to host this summit here in Oltenia de Sub Munte because for us it's a possibility to show what we have here to all the world, all the Europe, all our partners. And also it's very important for our partners because it's a matter of trust in us, in our projects, when we are part of the important and big European network.
She still uses some of the traditional ways of weaving. Do you have an idea where the internet comes from? So it's magic.
Naturally, our systems are very fragmented and everyone focuses on their own project. And what is missing is bringing the work together. That's what weaving stands for, is really tying it together. And not only focusing on your own little piece in the puzzle, but see the bigger whole and help everyone to weave. So it's not only the weaver that weaves, but helps support everyone to weave. And that is what we're doing here also at this summit.
Yesterday I really loved the energy of you guys. After 1 hour that I've seen you, it looks like we're from the same country. I couldn't see the differences, which is, of course, the Netherlands guys are a little bit taller than us, the rest of us.
Move around the map, start moving around the map, and find a landscape that you are curious about.
The opportunities in this country are enormous. This place, Romania, is extremely valuable. Opportunities up to heaven.
We also work on bringing back the culture and the connection of the people with their land.
How to really rebalance farming economy with ecology.
There's no need for answers on regenerative agriculture or anything if there is no question. So we went around the lake and listened to more than 90 farmers around the lake.
How to prove that collaboration between so many different people can actually work and indeed make this place a beautiful place for people to live and thrive. close and in hand with the nature.
In an island in this beautiful Mediterranean Sea, which is warming up 20% faster than the rest of the ocean. So working on the sea, it's quite important.
As a landscape, we don't have a common vision. And this, for us, is critical. Because if we don't have a common vision, we don't know where we want to go, no?
So agriculture and farm and cattle keeping is disappearing very quickly. For everyone in the area, it's much more easy to rent a house.
The major threat to the landscape is agricultural intensification, but another threat is rural depopulation.
And there are huge opportunities because the abandoned farms of the past, we call them aldeas, will be the autosufficient communities of the future.
Being one of the last to go, I've noticed how much, although all these regions are incredibly diverse and different, how much in common there is to learn from. So thank you all for that. Historically, it's been very shaped by sort of extractive land management practices or policies that have not necessarily focused on 4 returns, but maybe just 1 return, which I think is something we all see as well. I'd say we want to be a catalyst actor and we want to be an enabler, much like many of you have also said today.
Looking forward, the 2 things we'll be looking at are 1, changing the mindsets of the big decision makers, that these containers of change are where it's happening. And the other one is looking for how the bioregional finance can flow in, and that's where we're going, thanks to also working with Common Land on the financial assessment, but also working with other interested parties for how do we co-create huge change, and that this is unlimited potential in these bioregions.
Wisdom and knowledge arise in our meeting. In that, I am no longer only the giver or only the receiver. I'm always both.
The way we combine being indoors and going outdoors, hiking or meeting people in their rural settings is really contributing to the outcome of the meeting. It's now at the end of the 3 days. It's very powerful in the way it's forming the community of practitioners that are from all over Europe. I think the foundation is being laid.
The super great ones are so fun.
With a couple of people, we've been thinking about whether it would make sense to set up a European-wide flow fund to support weaving work all across the continent.
The European Learning Summit for me is a crucial tool. It's about sharing, no? Sharing and learning from the others. We can believe in methodologies, but we need practice, no? And that's something that we can learn deeply here, no? How other landscapes have been achieving goals and passing through the same challenges, and this is something that for me makes a lot of sense. The diversity of biocultural essence in Europe is huge. What we need to do is to join forces together and try to articulate this process, no, of holistic landscape restoration through methodologies like the 4 returns, but also adapting this to our local context, which is the most important. Be flexible and adaptable.
Whether is it on
but to also move to the collective intelligence of what we are learning about moving to action. What does it mean to move to action, and what does it look like?
And it's really about intentionality.
Bringing people together at this scale, but also in visiting another landscape in Europe's place and being really invited into that place with a chance to spend time getting to know each other on a deeper level is where like real inspiration happens.
So this is also about you. You will get one piece, but the whole piece is that you have together will get the community that you formed here.
The way we design this is to arrive together, to land together, to open up the content and kind of open everything up and get a bit uncomfortable, and then sit with that in discomfort, and actually don't say, right, we're going to go and find the answers together immediately, let's go. Sitting with the problem and understanding it a bit deeper before we then step forward together to answer the questions that are coming up in us, and that's what we did today, which was really, really nice. I felt like the energy of today was really concrete, but also really super supportive. And people now feel that they can go home and reach out to someone and problem solve further together. They have that, you know, that connection now.
This process of landscape development is quite risky because it's new. It's something that is not very well standardized. But moments like this in the European Learning Summit makes you feel more secure, but also more empowered, and recharging the energy that is crucial to go forward.
That was one of the most inspiring moments this week. We talked about many things, but in essence it was the connection we sensed, the way we looked each other in the eyes. So the change is within us. And during this summit we took a step in the right direction.
Everyone can bring something to this movement. When I come back to my country after these meetings, I come back with so much energy and okay, we go to my bioregion to make the best.
This is only the beginning. Imagine what we can do actually in the future. And the main thing is that we're focusing on is the support of local teams getting into action and really supporting the regeneration process in Europe.
Within all the workshops, you can feel the vibe, like people are learning from each other, and we're doing this, and how could we do this? And the power of being amongst people with whom you feel like I'm not the only crazy one, I'm not like on my own doing this, really gives such an enormous energy each and every time. So thank you all for what you're doing. Big, 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 big time. Each and every one of you. Because this is how new worlds are built. Because I think we are the regeneration, the ones that could actually help restore, regenerate, not only the earth, but the culture that's needed to be able to regenerate.